Hello, Aries, and welcome to your reading for the weeks of December 17 through 30, 2024. This is a reading if you are Aries Sun, Aries Moon, Aries Rising, or have another significant Aries placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. Check the link in the description below if you want to book readings with me, or I also offer spiritual coaching, astrology. I offer a big life path reading, life assessment, Rahani healing, Reiki healing, whatever. I offer a lot of different things. I've been doing a lot of different work for the last 37 going on 38 years. So if you're interested in working with me or just having a reading with me, check the description box below for my website. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do a daily morning coffee called Morning Coffee with Breege, which is my name. And I do it every day on most days anyway. I mean, occasionally I miss one, but I usually do a daily tarot reading there as well on the live stream. So, and I do eventually upload all those to YouTube. So, so check it out if you want. Okay, so let's just dive into your reading, Aries. This is a really interesting reading this week for you. Because right off the bat, just looking at it, looking at just the cartouche cards underneath. By the way, for those of you new, I use Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck. That's my main one. Our extra deck this week, or our clarifying deck, is the Osho Zen Tarot. So we've got the sun on the bottom of the deck, the Innocence card. That's interesting because I'm seeing the sun a lot in people's readings. And of course, as Aries, you have a lot of fire. The sun really rules Leo, but in your sign is ruled by Mars. But there definitely seems to be like a spotlight kind of energy going on here. And I mean, in the center of the reading, I mean, you have this breakthrough, okay? And you have it with Sirius. So to me, this is you. There's probably been a lot going on. I feel like a lot of my clients and other people in other readings that I've done, there's definitely this sense that we are having a breakthrough from a period of time. Like this is like trying to get over the hump with the Sirius energy. It's like mentally trying to, it could be physically too. There could be work involved that we're like, oh, do I have to do this work right now? We could be jazzed to do this work, but as we're trying to do it, somehow we just feel like it's an effort, like it's a mountain climb, you know? Sirius is energy that requires a certain amount of endurance. But really, this also on a mental level, this has to do with deprogramming the mind of orthodox concepts. Now, normally I don't start with the center card, but just seeing it with the breakthrough suggests to me that like a lot of people, Aries, you've probably been provoked. And of course, it's not necessarily good to provoke an Aries, but there's things happening around you and in your life that are kind of pushing you to change. Now, one area where this seems to be the case, I'm looking at, this is an astrological spread, by the way. Again, this is 12 houses of astrology, and I will do the cartouche cards plus a clarifier. And we've got Seth here. So wherever Seth shows up, as you can see, the other cards are white. This one's bright red. This is where we're feeling anxiety. Maybe we're feeling blocked or feeling limited. And this is in the area of personal finance. So maybe money is tight right now, or maybe there's a big expense that's come up where you feel that you may be worried about money or whether or not you're going to have enough money. And it's interesting that it comes up with Thoth, because Thoth seems to indicate there's something around your relationship with money here. There could be a legal matter on a more practical level. You know, there could be monies that are coming in either connected to something legal. Maybe you're paying money for something that you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm paying more money than I wanted to. But really with Thoth, I feel more like this would be money. It could be money spent on medical things. It could be money spent on legal bills. I don't know. Those are possibilities here. But we have it with the Seven of Cups. So I feel almost like, I don't know, like you're saying, when am I, what's real and what's not real, okay? Like something financially, maybe there's something that you're hoping is going to work out. Maybe this is also about divine timing, so maybe you're waiting for the right time. Maybe there's some legal red tape going on. Maybe there's been a medical issue that you're hoping is going to be resolved. And I don't know. Again, it's going to be different for everybody because this is a general reading. But there's something going on here where, and it almost feels like there's something about timing here, that something's going to get resolved financially at the right time. But for right now, it may not feel like it's real. So there's something that just doesn't feel real in the Taurus house here. So, but again, Thoth is assuring you that whatever your concern is right now, this is going to, in the most general sense, this is going to come into, it's going to be resolved at the right time. So there may be something you're trying to do now that maybe you're going to have to wait. It has been Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde will be past, but we will still be in post shadow through the 3rd of January. So it could just be that there's things you're trying to accomplish. Maybe there's monies you're trying to get that you still feel like there's a delay here. And again, there may be a sense here that you're not really sure what's real and what's not real. There is definitely some anxiety here because you have Lotus in the 1st house. And when that shows up, this is where we need to calm the mind, where we, and it's interesting because in your 8th house, we have the card of control, the King of Swords. So there have been changes going on and you have been trying to maintain strict control, which is actually, I mean, truthfully, any sign could do this, but Aries in particular seems to be, you're very action oriented and you want to be running the show. And so, so I don't know. So there may be a lot of anxiety right now because, there's cases, I mean, Mars is also retrograde right now, and that is your ruling planet. So you may be blocked in a lot of places. You may be facing obstacles that you've not expected. And this may be giving you an anxiety about yourself, about what you're doing. Maybe that's why the 7 of Cups is here. Maybe you're saying, is my plan illusory in some way? But we have it with the King of Cups. So this is the healing card. So whatever you're going through right now, I feel like there's a lot of emotional stuff going on. Because when this card comes up, I mean, this is a card of heart opening. So there's some anxiety about opening your heart. In some particular case, you feel you are still healing from something. And it's interesting because if I try to look back at your readings, I mean, I don't remember all the details of all of them, obviously. But I feel like there's been a trend in your readings that you are being moved more towards working with others. Aries tends to be very independent, right? It's moving towards, maybe towards relationship, which by the way, is a huge aspect of what's going on right now. We just had the 12/12 portal, which runs until 12/21. And the opening of that portal, we got full moon in Gemini. This is all about connecting with others. And I feel like there's some anxiety about that because you've still been healing from some kind of wounds that you've had, possibly around relationship. Now, interestingly, just because I've mentioned that, I'm going to look at the relationship houses first. So for those of you who are single or maybe just dating, you have Isis with the 3 of Cups, okay? This is a card of celebration. Now, this is interesting because I feel like the 3 of Cups, I feel like maybe you are worried that there's a third party involved for somebody. Maybe there's somebody you're interested in or you're involved with, and maybe there's a third person who you're kind of like, what's going on with that? But I don't know. I feel like there's a reason to celebrate. For some of you, this could be that celebrations that are coming up or social interactions with people are going to open doors for you romantically. You have Isis here. So there's a sense of being patient and there's a sense of also being compassionate. And what's coming into my head is that, with all this water and energy and this energy of compassion, it's kind of saying, maybe you're focused too much on the head. You're too focused on this King of Clouds energy, this control of the emotions, where you have this, this need to try to remain emotionally, I like this person, but I'm going to remain emotionally detached, right? And again, if you've been wounded, then that certainly would make sense. But there's a sense here that you need to want to open your heart to somebody. There's something that's going to be going on in some kind of social setting. It could even be a social media thing for some of you. But there's something here where there's an opportunity to celebrate. There's an opportunity to connect. Maybe it could be a party or a social event, or it could just be through friends or a meeting of friends. But there's something here where, excuse me, sorry with this persistent cough. I don't know why this always happens when I get online. I feel like you are, like there's a reason to kind of just like let your hair down and not worry. Let your heart take over in some way. This would also be true if you are already somebody in a relationship of something to do maybe around a child or maybe even around a creative project. For some of you, if you're trying to launch something, there may be some kind of a collaboration that goes on here. But if I look at the 7th house, which is Libra energy, and this energy has to do with more committed relationships, okay? And this is interesting because you have Hathor with the card of possibilities, the Two of Wands. So you are, I feel like you are getting ready to open your heart, but looking straight across, I don't know. I feel like there's still an uncertainty here. There's still the sense of being on the threshold with the Two of Wands. Like, possibly, maybe. Now, this could be you. Okay, there's strong Taurian vibes with Hathor. So maybe there's somebody you're interested in who's Taurus. That could be. But it's funny that you have feminine cards in both places here. So this seems to be the more, it could be about a woman, or if you are, a woman or identify as a woman, this could be that you're seen as very beautiful by somebody. Could be both. But I feel here like this is more feminine energy needing to come into the equation. Like you need to see the possibilities. You need to let your hair down a little bit. There's a sense here that, I felt for a long time for you, Aries, that there is somebody who you just, for whatever reason, you're just reluctant to get involved. Probably because there's been some kind of a hurt and you don't want to risk being wounded again over here. But you need to look, fly above here. This is the eagle flying over, looking at the bigger picture. I think you may be looking at things in too small of a way. And there's definitely this sense that you want to open your heart here strongly. Even if you already are married and in a relationship, there's definitely a sense here that you need to look at possibilities with your partner rather than limiting yourself. Yeah, definitely that fits in with this mode of moving towards relationship and also moving towards the divine feminine that we're seeing in collective readings. Collective readings for everybody, not just by sign. So, okay. Now let's go to your third house of messages, and also this is the Mercury house, so this could be dealing with, if you're self-employed, this may have to do with that. It may also have to do with sibling relationships, so brother-sister relationships. It can also just have to do with, again, with messages coming in generally. And again, it's interesting. We have fire with playfulness, so it feels like you are going to be inspired. And with this element of playfulness, I feel like if you're in your own business, I feel like there's a sense of you want to be enjoying your work. There's a whole lot here around enjoyment, Aries. Like, stop being anxious and enjoy yourself. It's like that seems to be kind of one of the messages here. This is Knight of Wands energy, so you really seem to be fired up. I feel like you may be fired up to communicate with somebody. Now, sometimes when we see this fire energy, this could be interpreted a couple of different ways. For some people, this could be anger, like, okay, I've had enough of this and I need to speak my mind. Though with playfulness, I don't really feel like that's the vibe. I feel more like there's something you want to go for. Like there's something you want to say to somebody. This is more of an element of passion, of wanting to engage with somebody. And again, this could be a romantic thing too for some of you. But for some of you, this could be an inspiration about your business or about what you're doing. And whatever it is, there's definitely a sense of wanting to introduce play. There's a sense of not taking things too seriously, relaxing. There does seem to be these concerns around money, stability, and other things. Like there's this sense of, I don't know what's real. With the projections card over here too, I might add, projections often mean that we may be looking at external situations and saying, oh, well, that's the problem and that's the problem. But they may just be projections of our own insecurities, okay? So, so let's go down to the fourth house, which is your house of home and family, and also your sense of security. And wow, yeah, you're feeling very secure. You want to feel in control. Again, we have this Osiris energy, but we have it with this card that they're calling schizophrenia. This is the Two of Swords. So again, we have this idea of decision. You've got this two energy that's about, I have to make up my mind, which is it really fits in with this full moon in Gemini energy. Now, the full moon in Gemini will have passed by the time this reading starts, which is on the 17th. But nonetheless, there's a sense here that, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people, you are being pushed outside of your comfort zone. There's a decision that you have to make. You have been in a stalemate. You've been in the same place for a while. Like there's definitely, you feel secure and security is very important to you. But I feel this anxiety over here about making a decision. It's like, do I follow my head or do I follow my heart? And this is saying, let go of both. You just gotta jump and go for it, There's something here. And whatever this is, the fact that it's showing up with Osiris seems to suggest that you have a solid foundation, you have a solid ground. Something is definitely taking you to that place. Now, fourth house is Cancer energy. So this could have to do with home and family. It can also just have to do with emotions and our sense of security. You may be somebody who is comfortable but not comfortable. It's like, okay, this isn't bad. I don't hate it, but it could be better. So there's an energy here that I feel like you just need to, there's too much mental energy being applied to something when we have sword energy, and it's keeping you stuck in place. And it's saying you are stable enough to make this choice. Okay, whatever this decision is, whether it's about your physical home, whether it's about a family situation, or whether this is just around your feelings, your connection to the past, maybe past patterns that you're ready to let go of, because this does have to do with our roots. Now, if I jump to the sixth house of Virgo, this has to do not only with your work and your service to others, but also could have to do with your health. It can have to do with things that you worry about. Okay, and you've got water with the Page of Wands, the intensity card. So yeah, it's funny. You've got the Knight of Wands, you've got the Page of Wands, you've got the Two of Wands, and you are a fire sign. So there's an intensity here. You are impassioned either about some kind of work that you're doing. You also could be, I'm hearing kind of burning the candle at both ends. Your energy may be very, very intense right now. And, so if you feel like you've been run down or something, you could be really, you could be, really just kind of a very high intensity right now. Or if you've been very low intensity, this would indicate that, things will ramp up a bit. But with water here, there's a sense of needing to go with the flow. And again, there's this sense of tempering fire with water. There needs to be, the feelings need to be considered, and also the ability to go with the flow. When water shows up, we need to be less controlling about things and just let things happen, like flow into things. And, but there's definitely, these are both very, very strongly emotional things. And the fact that this is showing up, this could be related to your work or service, something that you're doing. But I also feel like this could be connected to something you're worried about. Like you may have a lot of emotional energy invested in something. Okay. And yeah, you've got this element of control here in your eighth house. You've got this King of Swords. So you have been trying to plan and overthink and trying to keep and again, this is a very Aries kind of a trait. But not only do you want to take action, you want to control not only the action, but the outcome. And you've got Horus here. So Horus, okay, so first of all, this seems like, you're going to be successful in something you're doing. There's definitely, just like we have the healing card here, there's a healing that's going on here. This is also about you being more visible and more recognized. There's strong Leo energy here. This is a very strong sun vibe. And it's telling you to step into this, but I feel like it's telling you not to be so controlling, not to be so cerebral. Everything around here seems to be pointing to that you want to operate more from the heart space and stop trying to do everything from your head, because you are going to be successful. You are going to be recognized for your work. This is family harmony. This is being creative, okay? And you may be called to be creative. This is the house of transformation. So I feel like you are, you're shifting into a space where you need to express yourself a little bit more. And where you are, this is about new friendships, harmony. Like I said, harmonious family relationships. Horus is like a popular hero, okay, so this is kind of a thing. But again, when the control card shows up here, there's a sense that we need to yield control. We need to let go of things. You're seeing it down here too. Don't keep yourself open. Don't, as you can see, this particular figure, he looks very rigidly, like he's a very metallic looking thing. You're very rigidly kind of in this box. And so mentally, I think you may box yourself in. You have a lot of potential right now for a lot of reach for what you're doing, and for a lot of success. If there's been obstacles, this is you coming through and people going, yay, you came through. This is a very strongly positive energy. It brings healing, it brings creativity, it brings harmony with friends and family. So that's all really good stuff, but there is definitely the sense that you need to, again, back to this first house, you may be very anxious about something. You may be saying, you're very undecided about something. Yes, but if I make a move, what if this bad thing happens? It's safer for me to do this. And this is saying no, that You're full of possibility here. There's like this definite chance for you to really shine here. So, let go of some of this control. And this is interesting. Okay, ninth house, Sagittarius. Okay, we're seeing the twins here. Now, this can mean a couple of different things. Twins can indicate that you are, okay, this could be somebody you could have a love interest who's far away, okay? That's possible. This could be somebody who's at a distance from you. Could be somebody connected with education. I mean, for some people, this also could be an educational partnership, but also be somebody involved with spirituality or somebody you connect with in that realm. So like I said, ninth house is usually, it has to do with freedom, but it also has to do with, like I said, long distance travel, higher ed, spirituality, faith, things like that. So I feel like this may be somebody at a distance, and perhaps that distance is causing you stress. This is why you seem to feel determined to juggle. I'm juggling all of these things. I can't be bothered with this, right? But the monkey's about to pop that balloon. So that's why I think this is a good indicator of why you're being told to yield control. Now, all of us are being told to work in partnership with others right now, whether that's romantic, whether that's business, whether it's new friendships, or just having other people, a network of people to help and support. It's going to be different for everyone. But this is saying like this is, I feel like this is you. You are trying to do it all. And you're feeling like all this is very important. And whatever this is something that, you need to, this ball is going to pop. Like this is where your focus needs to be. It's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm hearing. This is where your focus needs to be. You don't want to crash and burn. If your health has been affected in any way, again, there's this sense of you're very, very intense right now. And you're very inspired in whatever it is that you're doing. But again, make sure you are not doing this to yourself. This could be somebody who's willing to help you, who's at a distance. But I can't help but looking at this that I feel like there's somebody here who's willing to nourish and support you in some way. And maybe somebody through, this could be somebody you met at a party or a public event. This could even be something virtual, you know what I mean? It's not limited to in-person kinds of things, but I feel like there's somebody you may know here who may provide that support for you. So you've got to look at the possibilities here and not get yourself stuck in this space or in this space, there's a sense of I need to have it all under control and everything I'm doing is too important and I can't, abandon it. But to move ahead, you really need to drop some of this and focus on, like I said, this could be a business connection, this could be a love connection, whatever it is, there's a sense that you are working in tandem with somebody and not trying to do all of this, on your own. Okay, so let's look at the 10th house. This is your house of legacy. And this is really interesting because you have air here. So this seems to indicate a change. Now, this can also indicate travel in connection with what you're doing, all right? Maybe you're traveling to see somebody or to work with somebody. But you've got this strong sense of travel. This also brings messages. So, I don't know, your work could be in communications. You could be a teacher. You could be a public speaker. You could be a podcaster. Whatever kind of work you're doing, there's definitely, could be a writer. There's this sense that what you're doing is communicating with others. But you have the 6 of Cups here. So there's this sense of, there's this dream card. And even though they're showing this couple, now, okay, that's interesting. Because, okay, what's kind of jumping into my head is something completely unrelated to the 10th house. But I almost feel like when dealing with community, I feel like because you got all this stuff around partnership, I feel like you've got this ideal about how something is supposed to be. And maybe that has not worked out for you. Maybe it seems like a pipe dream. And so you've been very, very detached from somebody. Again, this energy of I need to do everything by myself. But this is saying you need to drop this. This has to do with the past and with past patterns. Whatever this is affecting your career in some way, or there's going to be a change in your career, or again, travel connected with it. But I feel like there's something here. This brings change and flow. And it's funny because you also have this in your house of job. You have 2 cards of change and flow. And you are kind of clinging to a past idea, whether this has to do with actual romance or a partnership or not. There's definitely this idea, the way in which the past is affecting the present. And that may be one of the reasons down here, when we look in the card area of the past, that you are feeling stuck right now. Well, I want to do this, but I have to maintain these 20,000 things. So I don't know. I think the other message might have been a very specific message for somebody, but I feel like this is saying, like, yeah, you need to kind of let go of the past and make this change. Like, and there's going to be rapid movement and rapid change. You could be changing jobs. You could be changing what it is that you do. Or there could be a rapid advancement in something that you're doing. So take that all as it resonates. It's going to be different for everybody. But I'm feeling very much a need to look to the future and to let go of past ideas about how things should be. Okay. 11th house, Aquarius energy. Wow. Okay. This is your house of destiny and what you're trying to manifest. You have Pyramid with the Wheel of Fortune, or the change card. Okay. So this suggests to me, just like I have with Thoth down here, that destiny is swooping in, even if it doesn't appear that way right now. Something is coming in, and that something is going to be bringing change. It's going to be bringing some challenges here, because Pyramid seems to indicate some ordeals or tests to be worked through. But Pyramid also indicates good news eventually. So in other words, you're putting the work in, and something's taking some time, but you are definitely going to get there. So right now, this is almost like an initiation. You are on the threshold of something new. Now, this can mean new friendships and new connections too. But I feel that, like, when Wheel of Fortune shows up, this has more of an element of destiny. I mean, it could be a friendship that's destined to become something else. I don't know. I mean, that may be possible for some people, but in looking at this, I feel like, no, all of this stuff is changing because you are changing. So this is going to test you, and that may explain why you have a number of decisions to make, and maybe why you're feeling anxious. But I feel like this is a change that's happening for you now, because before, perhaps, you were not ready. And the healing is taking place. So whatever emotional past energy has held you back, you are ready to move ahead. Okay? And the universe is propelling you ahead. Okay? So I do feel like, so it is saying be prepared for certain things, but you want to embrace the new. You want to embrace possibilities. You don't want to climb back into your shell and try to keep everything the same. Okay, the 12th house, which is your Pisces energy. There's a lot of 12th house energy right now. There's a sense of, Saturn's in Pisces, Neptune's in Pisces, and this is a lot of energy of what's possible. But, it's literally like, am I delusional or am I about to become enlightened? Like, literally, that's the energy of the 12th house. So this can be about self-doubt and things. But it's interesting, you have 2 cards of creativity. So there's something coming out of your creative imagination now. For some of you, you could be artists or musicians or something like that. But there's something that's kind of in the back here, and you want to let go of control, and you want to let that through because, yeah, this is going to allow you to be creative. There's something that wants to be created here. And it could be, I'm seeing all this partnership stuff, so I feel like there may be somebody who is connected to that. Maybe that person's an inspiration to you, or maybe that person in some way can help you achieve your dreams, because I'm seeing a lot around partnership here again. But yeah, there's something creative that you are connecting to, and right now, you may be sublimating it. You may be too busy with all this stuff over here and not really paying any attention to it. But there's something that wants to be manifested here. And and as I mentioned, overall, you've got this breakthrough. So this is really interesting. I feel like you are on the verge of making some kind of a big decision, Aries. That's kind of what I feel. Now, I'm going to use as our extra deck this week, the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle. And let's see what Aries needs to know from December 17 through 30, 2024. Like, basically, almost the rest of 2024. Okay, so what does Aries need to know? Let's give him a card for Aries. Okay. Wow, your card is New Journey. Okay. This is the card. Now, I'm going to read to you what this card is about. This is fire energy, which is you. You're definitely fiery. Okay, so let me just find the page here, because these are not mini things, so. Okay, a new, well-prepared, auspicious journey is starting. Look at all these cards of journeying. Move on and don't look back. Everything will work out. Fire is direct. It represents yang and rising energy. Heat and warmth are the symbols of fire. Fire is the energy of summer and represents the southern direction. This is about courage and the right time for a new journey and a major change. It could be a change of location or a change in the way of doing things. It could also mean a purposeful journey where you will return with a fresh view of yourself and the world around you. All this is possible from what I've just said. Your body will be fully rejuvenated, and many of your questions will be answered. It's time to realize your dreams. This is also a new beginning card. It is a new venture that is well prepared. If you have considered and planned a new beginning, the right momentum and perfect associates will appear. I'm seeing that over here. Maybe right now it doesn't seem that way, but this is a rare opportunity to take on an adventure and to self-sacrifice for something you feel is worthwhile and noble. Too much fire can amplify aggression, impatience, and impulsive behavior. Too little fire can be emotional lows, poor self-esteem, isolation, and timidity. And there also could be a lot around family and children here as well. So there could be, there's definitely a connection to that. But I feel like this is, this is definitely about a new beginning, and that is absolutely what I see here. You may be you are on a threshold, and this you need to drop this need for control because you're moving into a space. There's something through you that wants to be created. So I say go with it, and don't worry about what you're not seeing yet. You are definitely at a point where you don't want to look back. I hope this reading was helpful, Aries. If you did like this reading, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about future videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you probably in the new year.